Okay, now this is part 2 for transplanting trees. So you saw in the first video that was a bit windy and a bit noisy. Hopefully it's a bit better in this one. So I've already got the hole dug, it's behind me, which I dug last week, and I've just let the rain fall on it and yada yada. Now I've dug all the soil out, put it to two sides, and I've mixed in with the soil some manure and some mushroom compost, just to give it a bit of oomph, because it's pretty plain soil, so it needs a bit of go. Alright, now let's just crack on, eh? Now I've got my tree. Alright, now hopefully you can see with the tree, it's predominantly on this side, so the sun actually goes over this way, so it's going to go from the back of us over that way, so that's north that way. So what I'll do, I'll face the barer part to north, and hopefully because of the sunlight going that way, it'll actually get it to force it out more so on that side, so the tree becomes a bit more even. Otherwise we put the more prominent side facing the sun, it'll just stay uneven. Alright, so we'll do that. Right, so make sure it's all positioned how you want it. That's pretty much how I want it to go in. Now if you need to put a stake in, put it in now, okay, so you can avoid hitting the roots. Don't put it in after you've filled it up, because you might drive it right through a root system. Okay, make sure the roots are nice and spread out. So we don't want any kind of circular thing going on like a pot-bound plant. So just hold it up, pile in your dirt. Now I'll just pile a bit on any bigger bits, just break it up. Try not to poke yourself in the head with the tree. Alright. Okay. Now we don't want any air pockets, so that's that, right? So now, just nice and light, squash it down. Alright, make sure it's nice and straight. Alright, good. Now, just get it all in. There's a rock, so get rid of that. Okay. Now, what I like to do, break up any big bits, spread it around. If you've got a graft, you'll see the difference where the graft is. It's not as noticeable on this, but if it is noticeable, don't plant above the graft, or it's got to be below the graft, or else the tree can rot. The only exception I can think of with that is lilac. Sometimes lilacs are, the rootstocks actually privet, so you need to bury the graft. Okay, pretty good. Give it one more stamp. Now I'm just going to go around the edge. I want to create like a well. Alright. Now I've got my water here too. My plant starter in it. And just give it a good water in. Don't bother feeding it too much. Liquid feed's good, but nothing too solid. Because at this stage it's still dormant, which is why we can move it, but because of that dormancy it's not going to take on much food anyway. And like I was saying in the other video, if it's really dry where you've dug it up, dig the hole up and just fill it up with water the day before and let it soak through. Now I'll come back and I'll just even it out a little bit more. But that's basically it. So winter's the best time because of dormancy with trees to move them, especially deciduous trees. Now this is a Moore Park apricot, so hopefully we'll get some nice fruit out of it in the next, probably not for another, not this season, next season now. Apricots really do well from a good prune. Often the fruit comes out on the new wood, so you've got to give them a regenerative prune every couple of years as well. Cool. So that's it. Alright, any questions, just give me a yell, alright? Cool. See ya.